Erzurum is a city in eastern Turkey. It is the largest city in and the eponymous capital of Erzurum province. The city is situated 1757 meters above sea level. Erzurum had a population of 361,235 in the 2000 census, increasing to 367,250 by 2010. Erzurum, known as the Rock in NATO code, served as NATO's southeasternmost air force post during the Cold War. The city uses the double-headed Anatolian Seljuk eagle as its coat of arms, a motif based on the double-headed Byzantine eagle that was a common symbol throughout Anatolia and the Balkans in the medieval period. Erzurum has some of the finest winter sports facilities in Turkey and hosted the 2011 Winter Universiade. Name and etymology. During Roman times, Erzurum was named Theodosiopolis. It got its present name after its conquest by the Seljuks following the Battle of Manzikert in 1071. A neighboring commercial city named Artsn was heavily sacked by the Seljuk Turks in 1048–49. Its Armenian, Syrian, and other Christian inhabitants moved to Theodosiopolis, which they began calling Artsn Rum, to distinguish it from their former residence. The city's Muslim inhabitants changed the name to Arzan Arum and then Erzurum. After the Arab conquest of Armenia, the city was known to the Arabs as Kayakla, meaning Karen city, to distinguish it from the district of Karen. To the Georgians, the city was known as Pamukkale. Armenians still called it Karen or Garin during the modern period. History. Early history. In ancient times, Erzurum existed under the Armenian name of Karen. During the reigns of the Artaxid and Arsacid kings of Armenia, Karen served as the capital of the eponymous canton of Karen, in the province Bardzedarhake. After the partition of Armenia between the Eastern Roman Empire and Sassanid Persia in 387 AD, the city passed into the hands of the Romans. They fortified the city and renamed it Theodosiopolis, after Emperor Theodosius I, as the chief military stronghold along the eastern border of the empire. Theodosiopolis held a highly important strategic location and was fiercely contested in wars between the Byzantines and Persians. Emperors Anastasius I and Justinian I both refortified the city and built new defenses during their reigns. Middle Ages. Theodosiopolis was conquered by the Umayyad general Abdullah ibn Abd al-Malik in 701. It became the capital of the Emirate of Alikala and was used as a base for raids into Byzantine territory, though only an island of Arab power within Christian Armenian populated territory. The native population was generally a reliable client of the caliph's governance. As the power of the caliphate declined, and the resurgence of Byzantium began, the local Armenian leaders preferred the city to be under the control of powerless Muslim emirs rather than powerful Byzantine emperors. In 931, and again in 949, Byzantine forces led by Theophilos Koukouar, grandfather of the future Emperor John I Zimiscus, captured Theodosiopolis. Its Arab population was expelled and the city was resettled by Greeks and Armenians. Emperor Basil II rebuilt the city and its defences in 1018 with the help of the local Armenian population. In 1071, after the decisive battle at Manzikert, the Seljuk Turks took possession of Theodosiopolis. The Seljukids were rulers of an Anatolian Beylik centered in Erzurum, who ruled from 1071 to 1202. Melik Mama Hatun, sister of Nasiruddin Muhammad, was the ruler between 1191 and 1200. Theodosiopolis repelled many attacks and military campaigns by the Seljuks and Georgians until 1201, when the city and the province was conquered by the Seljuk Sultan Süleyman Shah II. Erzurum fell to the Mongol siege in 1242, and the city was looted and devastated. After the fall of the Seljuk Sultanate of Anatolia in early 14th century, it became an administrative province of the Ilkhanate, and after their fall, became part of the Kobanbi-like Black Sheep Turkmen Empire of Timur-Lenk and White Sheep Turkmen. It subsequently passed to Safavid Persia, until the Ottomans under Selim I in 1514 conquered it through the Battle of Chaldiran. During the Ottoman Empire reign, the city served as the main base of Ottoman military power in the region. It served as the capital of the Eyalet of Erzurum. Early in the 17th century, the province was threatened by Safavid Persia and a revolt by the province governor Abazar Mehmed Pasha. This revolt was combined with Jelali revolts, backed by Iran, and lasted until 1628. In 1733, the Iranian Nader Shah took Erzurum during the Ottoman-Persian War, but it returned into Ottoman possession following his death in 1747. Modern history. In 1821, during the last major Ottoman-Persian War, the Ottomans were crushingly defeated at Erzurum despite a numerical superiority by the Iranian Qajars at the Battle of Erzurum. In 1829 the city was captured by the Russian Empire, but was returned to the Ottoman Empire under the Treaty of Adrianople. In September of the same year, during the Crimean War, Russian forces approached Erzurum, but did not attack it because of insufficient forces and the continuing Russian siege of Kars. The city was unsuccessfully attacked by a Russian army in the Russo-Turkish War of 1877–78. However, in February 1878, the Russians took Erzurum without resistance, but it was again returned to the Ottoman Empire, this time under the Treaty of San Stefano. There were massacres of the city's Armenian citizens during the Hamidian massacres. The city was the location of one of the key battles in the Caucasus campaign of World War I between the armies of the Ottoman and Russian empires. This resulted in the capture of Erzurum by Russian forces under the command of Grand Duke Nicholas and Nikolai Nikolaevich Yudenich on February 16, 1916. Erzurum was also a major deportation center during the Armenian Genocide in 1915. In the late April 1915, about 450 prominent Armenians of Erzurum city were imprisoned. Most of them were intellectuals, community leaders, journalists, and merchants. In early May 1915 they were all executed. Prior to the war, the city had a vibrant Armenian community with numerous schools and served as the provincial residence of the Archbishop of the Armenian Apostolic Church. By the time the Russians entered in 1916, barely 100 Armenians were left alive. Out of a pre-war population of 20,000, it is estimated that approximately 90% of the Armenians of Erzurum province had perished. By 1919, according to the American Committee for Relief in the Near East, Erzurum was left completely devoid of its Armenian population. In 1918, Armenian troops carried out revenge killings of Muslims in the Erzurum area. After having witnessed the massacres that had been directed against the Armenian population, Erzurum reverted to Ottoman control after the signing of the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk in March 1918. In 1919, Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, one of the key founders of the modern Turkish Republic, resigned from the Ottoman army in Erzurum and was declared an honorary native and freeman of the city, which issued him his first citizenship registration and certificate of the new Turkish Republic. The Erzurum Congress of 1919 was one of the starting points of the Turkish War of Independence. Climate. Erzurum has a humid continental climate with cold, snowy winters and warm, dry summers with cool night. The average maximum daily temperature during August is around 27 degrees Celsius. The highest recorded temperature is 36.5 degrees Celsius on the 31st of July 2000. However, the average minimum daily temperature during January is around -15 degrees Celsius. Temperatures fall below -30 degrees Celsius most years. The lowest recorded temperature is -37.2 degrees Celsius on the 28th of December 2002. Economy. One of the largest source of income and economic activity in the city has been Atatürk University. Established in 1950, it is one of the largest universities in Turkey, having more than 40,000 students. Tourism also provides a portion of the province's revenues. The city is a popular destination in Turkey for winter sports at the nearby Palandöken mountain. Erzurum is notable for the small-scale production of objects crafted from old stone. Most are sold as souvenirs and include prayer beads, bracelets, necklaces, brooches, earrings and hair clips. For now, Erzurum is the ending point of the South Caucasus Pipeline, also called the Baku-Tbilisi-Erzurum Pipeline. Erzurum will also be the starting point of the planned Nabucco pipeline, which will carry natural gas from the Caspian Sea basin to the European Union member states. The intergovernmental agreement between Turkey, Romania, Bulgaria, Hungary and Austria to build the Nabucco pipeline was signed by 5 prime ministers on 13 July 2009 in Ankara. The European Union was represented at the ceremony by the President of the European Commission José Manuel Barroso and the Commissioner for Energy, Andris Piebalgs, while the United States was represented by the Special Envoy for Eurasian Energy Richard Morningstar and the ranking member of the United States Senate Committee on Foreign Relations Senator Richard Lugar. Tourism. Visitors may also wish to visit the Kobandidi Bridge, which dates back to late 13th century. 6 kilometers to the south of the center of Erzurum is an important skiing center on the Palandöken mountain range. There are several ski runs. The South Ski Run is 8 kilometers long, while the North Ski Run is intended for advanced skiers. The summit of Mount Palandöken, which is called Büyükdağ, is at an altitude of 3,188 meters. It can be reached with a chairlift which rises to an altitude of 3,100 meters. Transport. The main bus station has bus links to most major Turkish cities. Erzurum is also the main railroad endpoint for the Eastern Anatolia region. Erzurum Airport, also used by the Turkish Air Force, has the second longest runway in Turkey. Cuisine. One specialty of Erzurum's cuisine is cag kebab. Although this kebab variety is of recent introduction outside its native region, it is rapidly attaining widespread popularity around Turkey. Kadayıf dolması is an exquisite dessert made with walnut. Other regional foodstuffs include su böregi, eksili dolma, kesme korbası, İran korbası, Cyrus, salgam dolması, yumurta, pilavi, and kadayıf dolması. Sports venues. Kazım Karabekir Stadium, Erzurum Ice Hockey Arena, GSIM Yeni Şehir Ice Hockey Hall, Milli Piyango Curling Arena, Kiremitliktepe Ski Jump. International events hosted. Erzurum has hosted the following international winter sports events: 11th World Ice Hockey U18 Championships Division 3, Group B Tournament, March 9–15, 2009. 12th World Ice Hockey U18 Championships Division 3, Group A Tournament, March 8–14, 2010. 25th Winter Universiade, January 27–February 6, 2011. World Mixed Doubles Curling Championship, April 23–29, 2012. European Curling Championships, Group C Tournament, October 5–10, 2012. 11th IIHF World Championship, Division 3, April 15–21, 2012. The city's football club Erzurumspor, which during 1998–2001 played in the Turkish Super League, was forced to relegate relegate to the TFF Third League due to financial problems. Erzurum's football venue, the Semmelgerstel Stadium, has a seating capacity for 21,900 spectators. Frank Lenz disappearance. In May 1894, American bicyclist Frank Lenz disappeared outside the city on the final leg of his quest to circumnavigate the globe on a bike. Notable natives: Armenians Armenik Arzruni, Armenian photographer; Nikita Baliev, Armenian stage performer; Arshik Gafabian, Armenian military commander; Yohannes Avatranian, Sayyid, Christian missionary; Karakan Pastamajan, a leader of the Armenian Revolutionary Federation and an ambassador of Armenia to the U.S. Vatkaz Serengilian, Armenian deputy in the Ottoman Parliament killed during the Armenian Genocide; Korkan Yanajan, American-Armenian author, engineer and activist who murdered 2 Turkish consular officials; Turks ACUN Ilakala television programmer; Adnan Polat, Ihiska Turk, president of Galatasaray; Arif Sag, Turkish singer, Baglama virtuoso; Semil Gürsel, the 4th president of Turkey; Fethullah Gulen, Islamic writer; Huzir Avni, influential politician during the early period of the Republic of Turkey; Ibrahim Haki Erzurumi, Turkish and Sufi philosopher and encyclopedist; Nene Hatun, female defender of Erzurum during the Russo-Turkish War of 1877–78; Orhun İn, Turkish basketball player; Recep Akdag, Minister of Health of Turkey; Senefi, 17th-century Turkish poet. Others: Markos Vafiadis, leading cadre of the Communist Party of Greece. Twin towns and sister cities: Urmia, Iran;